Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today I want to talk about Groot. No, not this little cute Groot. This Groot. So, Groot is kind of, well, let's face it, he's a dud. So I figured I would make this little video about how I would buff Groot if I could buff Groot. So Groot is basically in the comics, he's an alien from Planet X and was first introduced into the Marvel universe in the Marvel Age of Monsters, and basically he threatened humanity, but he was defeated by a man who used termites, which sounds a lot like the Groot in Mcoc. Now, Groot was brought back to life when his body was taken by the Collector, and he was actually freed from the Collector by Mole Man. And then during Annihilation, Groot decided that he was going to change his ways and join the Guardians of the Galaxy and basically took on let's save humanity instead of try to destroy it type of deal. Now, Groot has superhuman strength due to his enormous size and was basically mainly used as like an assault trooper, or technically also kind of like a suicide trooper, because of his regeneration ability. So basically, if he broke a piece of himself off or a piece of him got broken off, he could reform, and this quote unquote cutting had all of the same memories and, kind of things that Groot had, because it was basically a clone of himself. Now, these cuttings, Groot can not only regenerate portions of himself, but he can also germinate other life forms as well, and he can control them, which is pretty cool. Now, Groot, he can speak through all trees, and he can also even speak through holographic ones or ones in the minds of his friends, like he did with Rocket at one point in time. And believe it or not, Groot is actually extremely intelligent. In fact, he is so intelligent that he has he understands quasi-dimensional engineering, which that is just amazing. So let's face it, all right? The Groot that we have here in Mcoc is really not the best version of himself. I mean, he could definitely use some tweaking or twigging. No, that was lame. But that being said, how would I change Groot? Well, let's take a look at his abilities real quick, right? There's nothing too fancy about them. They're pretty lackluster. So the first thing I would do is I would get rid of this gentle nature thing. Let's scrap this. And next, he should be super strong. So you know what I would do? I would make him be able to gain Furies and tie that into his Sig level. So the higher the Sig, the greater the chance in him gaining a Fury. And you know what? Let's cap those Furies at 5. And also, just for giggles, let's add something a little different to him. So let's say if your opponent is hitting into his block, they suffer a degen, kind of similar to what Red Skull has, where you hit into their block and you take direct damage. And so let's say for this, you would take X amount of damage over 2 seconds. Just something short and simple, something like that, I think would be a big help with Groot. And also, you know what? Let's give him an armor break off of his heavy, since he's supposed to be super strong. And also, let's get rid of the regen off of his special too and give him something similar to Nick Fury, right? If he's supposed to regenerate from his cuttings, I think giving him something like an LMD that Nick Fury has would be pretty epic. It would be a new thing to add into the game, right? Only Nick has that as of right now. So if this could be added to Groot, I think it would be pretty cool. So let's say when he's KO'd first go around, one of his quote unquote cuttings is still alive, but also similar to Nick, he will degen down to 30% because of, I don't know, lack of water or sunlight or other things that plants need to survive. Something like that. I think that would be another really cool mechanic to add to him and give him a little bit of oomph, because let's face it, Groot desperately needs it. So now let's talk about specials. So for his special 1, let's kind of make that like his special 2, or at least the animation like it. And let's make it so that he gains a resistance buff, right? So he's supposed to be able to withstand a lot. So let's say after the special 1, he gains a resistance buff and it increases his block proficiency. And now for the special 2, let's change up that animation. Let's make that actually similar to how the special 1 is. So, you know, basically like his tendrils come out and they grab you from out underneath the ground and then they pierce you. Now, with that being said, you should definitely inflict a bleed if it's a bleeder, and if it's not a bleeder, let's inflict an armor break, kind of like Yondu's special 1. Now for his special 3, I think he needs something pretty epic, right? Because the way it is now with Rocket, it's okay. But so this is what I kind of think. So for his special 3, let's have it so his tendrils completely engulf your opponent, right? So they can't move, they can't see, they can't do anything. They're just completely surrounded by Groot's branches. And so then Rocket shows up, and with Rocket's little smirk that he does, he has this big crazy gun which inflicts a bleed, an incinerate, and a shock debuff on your opponent, dealing X amount of damage over, you know, however many seconds. I think this would be a big help in buffing Groot. Would it make Groot OP? Probably not. But would it make him more enjoyable to play and maybe actually have a use? Yes. So anyways, guys, that's all that I got. Let me know in the comments below. How would you buff Groot? Do you think he needs a buff, or do you think he is good as is? Do you agree with some of my decisions, or what would you do different? And also let me know in the comments below, because the next champ we're going to do an overview on is my dear favorite, Iron Package. So let me know in the comments below how you would buff Iron Patriot. Anyways, guys, that's all that I got. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and hit me up in the Discord chat. Thanks, guys. Bye.